Well, we're back today again. So as you can see, we got the fender temporarily mounted here. My next step, what I plan on doing is I'll pull this off and I'll show you how everything is. But I got to finish getting some holes drilled in this thing. So I have figured my ride height, and I'll show you how I did that. I showed you yesterday with, or not yesterday, but here the other day, I did a hose, if you will, vacuum hose, wrapped around the tire to determine my ride height. I didn't like that, so I actually went out. I went out and bought, you can see my hose over there. I bought a flexible plastic gutter to go over the top of that hose so I could get a few more inches of ride height for that fender. So now, since we got that taken care of and done, we are going to go ahead and finish mocking up our fender, mock it up, drill the holes, things like that. So I've got the holes drilled up here. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure my ride height from here to the ground. I had figured 15.5 inches on that. So we'll measure that, make sure that's good. We'll move the fender where we need to, tighten it down. I'm going to pull the tire off, and then I'm going to go ahead and drill my pilot holes for the bottom of this fender. So let's get started. Well, I'll take that. So now I'm going to go ahead, tighten my bolt down here. Snug it up back there. Over to this side, and we'll snug this side up. And we'll go ahead and double check our height measurements. Double check, double check, double check. And with that said, it's the same height. So now I'm going to go ahead, pull the tire off, mark my frame. I've already got my fender marked, so I'm actually going to drill into my frame by using the fender as a guide. And then down there I'll use self-tapping screws. So we'll get that done. And then we'll discuss what our next steps are going to be.
This week on Video Conference Chronicles, we explore a common yet species in the conference call kingdom, the I know but co-runner, or the IKB. There's an IKB approaching.
Move that out of the way. Alright, I'll bring you in here, kind of show you what I've got going on. I had to do some modification on some of this due to the fact of the brackets right there. As you can see, I modified those, the fender, and then right around that shackle too I had to modify. So I'm going to go ahead and clamp that in the back. I don't know if you can see, but where I've got that little hole right there, that is going to be 3 areas. There's going to be one over there. 3 areas where I'm going to fasten it to the bottom with some heavy-duty self tapping bolts, if you will. So we'll drill this out here. Tighter. So let me back this up again. And then what I'm going to do after I get these drilled, for now I'm going to use a small self-tapping bit, screw, machine screw to hold this into place. And then that way I can finish mocking up, because I think I might put steps on here. Several guys have told me to go ahead and put steps on. It makes it more convenient. Not sure, because I'm really not going to be needing to get inside of this, because everything is going to be slid out the back. Now maybe if I put a small rack to tie something down, I might need it. So I got to think about that for a couple minutes. Maybe have a beer while I'm thinking about that. But I'm going to go ahead and finish drilling these. And when I get back to you, maybe I'll have a plan on what we're going to do here. One of the things that I am going to do is I am not nutting and bolting the top. I am going to use a bolt with a J-nut. That's a nut that clips on the back, so you don't have to weld a nut back here or fight with a nut and bolt. My buddy BY gave me that idea. That was a good idea. So that's what we're going to use up here. Down here again, we're going to use tappers. So I'm going to go ahead and finish drilling this, and then once we're done with that, probably have a beer and figure out what my next step's going to be. So. Tell you what, they don't make double-sided bits like they used to. So you can probably kind of see the upper bolts, and then of course I'm going to have some lower ones down here. For now, again, I'm just going to use small self-tapping ones because I'm not ready to mock this up or put this all together yet. Top ones are getting J-nuts like I talked about, bolts on the inside, J-nuts on the back side, modified around my shackles here. So this fender is about done. I'm going to duplicate this on the other side. I've got my brace in here, And I'll bring the camera around and show you that, because we talked about this brace and then we talked about putting this brace in. So that's done, and I'll duplicate that side just like this. So instead of boring you, showing you how that's built, kind of talked about it. I guess if anybody's got any questions, there's like button, comments, go ahead. Again, if you want to tell me I'm doing it wrong and I don't know what I'm doing, that's fine. I don't care. I probably won't respond to you. If you got any other suggestions that are positive, yeah, I'll listen to them. Maybe you know, takes more than one set of eyes sometimes. So maybe there's something out there that I'm missing. Again, my next step, I think, is I'm going to try to figure out if I'm going to go ahead and do the steps or not. I'm really kind of struggling with that, because that's going to be some work to add them steps, and it's not that I'm behind schedule on anything yet, but I'd like to maybe think about that for a minute. So let me show you the back of the brace here. I'm kind of rambling. Let me show you the back of the brace here, what I did, and we'll go from there. There's my new welding jacket, because my other one was so crappy. But you can see that brace right down there. That brace right there. So you can see I welded that baby in, and if you can see that black, see that black J clip back there? That's what I'm going to be using instead of nuts on the back. And I drilled, oversized the hole so I got some room to play and adjust it to where I want it. But I'm pretty satisfied with how it's turning out. So we will talk to you all later.